Hey, Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh,
Yeah, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Shakadah.
Kadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone and Real Well. Salutations to you brothers and sisters that may see this. All right. This is the brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp.
Brother Ron
This is
Cobb.
yeah, and this is your Marakai.
Ma'af.
All right, from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp.
Brother, introduce yourself. I didn't hear you.
Oh, me? Did I?
No, you. I just messing with you.
Oh, I was like, shit. Yeah, I don't even know if I did. Yeah. The one and the only, you know. We here with another nifty lesson for you because your president is out here making major moves. All right, he's out here. He's about to get it started. But you got to be starting something. And yeah, Big Trump is signing in these new executive orders, which are soon to be passed, in my personal opinion, because they changed the wording of certain things, and now it's able to fly briefly under the radar of the people because everybody is savvy to martial law. Everybody is their ears are raised waiting for those type of words. As soon as he say martial law, we know what it is. But if they change the narrative and they try to use newspeak and they use these different words that still have the same meaning, like when they stopped using high fructose corn syrup on packages and they changed the name of the high fructose corn syrup to like just corn syrup or something silly. That's how they do. They use this newspeak, basically usher in any kind of agenda that they have. And it flies under the radar of most people because, once again, a lot of people's ears are perked up. Like, for instance, when Yahweh Shai came, what they were doing was they were expecting, what is it? People were expecting the prophecy to fall into place and the Messiah to be some valiant hero, kind of like a King David type. You know what I'm saying? They expected him to be some glorious individual, and he came in the form of Yahweh Shai, which was a very tall man, but in regards to the way he looked, he was a dark-skinned man, and he looked like most other Israelites. He didn't look super distinct, okay, outside of looking like Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
He had the black man face where we all look dangerous when we don't smile.
Right. Like he
Mhm.
wasn't for no games. He had that austere look. They didn't expect him to come looking like that. They wanted him to come looking like what they imagined, you know, the prophecy to speak of. And so this is what they're doing now with this whole agenda that they have in store is they're not coming with these what does it say? They're cunningly devised fables.
Mhm.
They're utilizing that to come in and bring this narrative in a way that is more acceptable to people. You know what I'm saying? And so what we wanted to do is just break that down to you and show you firsthand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And what you should be basically preparing yourself for physically, mentally, and especially of all things spiritually. This is about to go down. Okay. And right now, if you're not preparing yourself, you're not preparing your spirit for what's about to happen. You can be prepared. You can have all kind of supply saved up. You can have a bug out vehicle. You can have all of that shit. But if your ass is not plugged in into the spirit, then it's a wrap, dog. The only thing that you
Mhm.
got guaranteed is getting judged in these times that we about to come into in Jacob's trouble. Okay,
And that's
most
free.
I do want to read one scripture. It's Isaiah 21:5. Matter of fact, I just started 21:3. Therefore, matter of fact, Let's see. Yeah, I started at Isaiah 21 and 2. A grievous vision is declared unto me. A treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sighing thereof have I made to cease. Therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pangs have taken hold of me as pangs of a woman in travail. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. My heart panted, fearfulness affrighted me. The night of my pleasure hath he turned into fear unto me. Prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. For thus hath the Lord said unto me, go and set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. And that's basically what we are declaring. We see the troops coming in, man. And the Lord set up, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai set us up as watchmen. And I'm talking about, all the men of the Lord that's out there preaching and prophesying and preaching sincerity, especially the men of Great Millstone and their affiliates. We trying to prepare you, Jake, for what's coming. That's why we're doing all these videos, so you, Jake, can be prepared for what these devils, what the enemy has in store for you. We're coming into that time of major Jacob's trouble, man. That's why we keep saying things like, yeah, this bill is going to pass, because it's already prophesied that it's going to happen. Now, can we say for a certainty, hey, he might have to rewrite the bill again? I doubt it, but he might have to rewrite the bill again. But it's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon.
All they
Because
got to do is write it in a specific way that means martial law.
right,
It don't have to be word for word.
right, and this is what he's doing with this bill that's supposed to pass very soon. And basically, like I said, we were set up as watchmen to warn you Israelites about the things that's about to come onto you and prepare you spiritually for it. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So we preparing you spiritually for the hells that's coming upon this place, the hells that's coming very soon. So hey, when we making these videos, it ain't for the fun of it, so to speak, man.
Right.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out, for brothers that may be watching or that may be sincere. Hey, we're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. I mean, they didn't start at the college repay your debt shit, and a lot of you so-called black women are y'all gonna get caught up in a lot of this madness, man, because you actually shunned the protection of your men. So just like the apostle said a while back, hey, a lot of the 2/3 are gonna be you so-called black women, because y'all fell hook, line, and sinker for this shit, man. But don't get me wrong, you motherfuckers calling yourselves YNs and shit like that. Hey,
Young niggas.
yeah, y'all gonna get caught up in it too.
Tomorrow,
You also got precept to bring out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right. These devils don't got much longer and shit. They going forward with their plans. They don't got much longer. They gotta hurry up and make this happen, because they want to enjoy their the fruits of their labor, which the Heavenly Father already said. Hey, as soon as they finish with this shit and they ready to enjoy this shit, bam, he gonna come and throw that monkey wrench in it.
right,
And everything that they thought they had is gonna fail.
right. Yeah, the Most High is he's the ultimate suspense artist.
Good.
He gonna let them get all the way up to the point where they got it in their grasp and just snatch it away from them.
Yep, and snatch it right away. like just about to grab that toy, that shiny toy that they've been reaching for, and bam, took it right out of their hand.
And Esau's version is that birthright. And nigga thought he almost had the birthright, almost had his hands on that birthright.
Yep.
So I gonna snatch that shit away from his ass forever, man.
Yep.
Not knowing it's already snatched from him for forever, but you know, they believe they can manipulate. That's why they fucking with time and making wormholes and portals and shit. And because Esau want to go back, and that's the first thing they'll do is go back. Esau be like, nope, don't give him that birthright, Esau.
But you'll do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right,
and then by not doing anything, like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to give it to him because I said I can. And then it's going to say the same thing's going to happen again. It's going to prevent them from ever going. They're like, man, I wish we can go back, and it's going to start the loop all over again.
Yep, it's just going to be a loop, and they're going to keep moving.
That's how
just like Thanos said, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Yep. It's supposed to happen. You can't change God's words.
Right.
So his word does not come out void.
Yep.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get to it.
Defend our communities for law-abiding American citizens. The crime is most rampant right here and in African American communities, and more people see me and they say, sir, we want protection. We want police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So
right, and that's one of the biggest lies. I was just watching several TikToks Jake made stitching this video, and in unity Jake is basically saying, oh hell no, we ain't asking for this shit. Because basically what was the sit your black ass down all about? It was about not going out there to protest because we ain't standing with you motherfuckers. We just gonna sit the fuck at home and hold our peace. And Jake is doing that, and they don't even know the scriptures, but that's what Jake is doing it. Jake is sitting down and holding their peace. And Esau is scrambling to basically try to rile Jake up, but Jake ain't getting riled up as a whole. Jake is just sitting down and holding their peace. So, they're trying to
rile him up.
Yeah, they trying to find a reason.
What does it say? And Jake is lion's whelp, who shall rouse him up, or something to that.
Yep. So shit, Jake is basically staying home, and that's throwing a monkey wrench in they shit. This is Exodus 14:14. And Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Now, the men of the Lord, we definitely know that. The brethren, we know that. However, average everyday Jakes don't know that. But yet and still, most Jakes are actually doing that. They just like, nope, we ain't gonna get in nobody business no more. We just gonna sit down. And that's what's been happening. We did a video on that last protest where several blacks had got arrested from going out there.
You said that shit like Esau be saying that.
Yeah, hey, that's all Esau said. They want to be black so they can be black, So several of them got arrested.
You put that You put that black, boy. Right.
And they didn't, and these Edomites didn't even bat an eye. It's like, they finally doing something. This is walking with Edomites.
I think those people were paid to get arrested. That is a thing that can happen. Yep, and they can only found two out of that whole white crowd, only 2 people.
Yep. No, they said around 70 was arrested though on that day.
70 black or 70 white and 2 black.
70 blacks.
70 blacks were arrested?
Yeah, 70 so-called black people.
Paid crisis actors.
Yeah.
Paid crisis actors.
Yeah, and most likely that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna pay some more black crisis actors to act in this shit. Maybe some immigrants and shit.
What are they getting out of this? 70? Are they just putting like $200 more on your EBT or something? What are you getting from helping them?
You know they getting crumbs.
The niggas getting a small bag, something, you know.
Yep. You know they getting crumbs.
Cause you see, they using women to do it. I hate that to point that
Yep.
out, but that's the truth.
Yep.
Because a woman is the first one to jump up and be like, "I'm gonna protest." For what? See, men already know that's bullshit.
What is
Matter of
this
fact,
protest about? I didn't even hear what it was about. I just heard
Well-
people complaining about something.
People are actually complaining about Trump because they losing their benefits.
Well,
That's really what they're doing is complaining about Trump because they losing their benefits and they didn't expect it to happen like this.
what benefits are they losing?
You know, their wage benefits.
They losing all their government, anything that's associated to government benefits, and you
Yeah.
not cooperating with whatever new laws that they are bringing forth, you will lose your benefits.
Their white Edomite status, they losing all that. They're becoming on par with poor Jakes.
But I thought they were a different species from black men.
Yeah, white ain't meaning very much right
No,
now.
I'm talking about black women. Aren't black women different species? Oh, you talking about white people? You saying white people are upset that they're losing this status? They're not being treated the same?
Yeah, they're not treated. They feel like their white status is waning. So,
Well, their white status was illusionary to begin with.
yeah, of course.
The whole thing was just put in place just to control poor white people into thinking they had some type of higher rank, higher authority, higher rank, special position that says you're white and you can be here, but you're under me. You're special because I say you're special. You're not special because you are.
Right. Except for, they starting to be on par with regular Jake. Because Jake is straight up poor and shit, So they don't want to think that they are just like regular poor blacks, So yeah,
it must be the blacks' fault that I'm so poor. We gotta go hang some blacks.
And with Trump proposing this martial law, that's basically what he's trying to do. Blame it on Jake again. But Jake ain't cooperating because Jake ain't out in the street rioting or no shit like that. So
you gonna blame it on people that aren't there?
Yeah, it doesn't
that sounds just like something a woman would do. I'm gonna blame the lack of men on men.
Yep. They blaming he wants to blame all this on the immigrants and blame it on the so-called Negroes and shit, but Negroes ain't showing up to the protests or nothing. And he can't just blame it on Edomites because he want to keep up the illusion. So they're trying to make up a reason.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, because right now what they're doing is this is the build up right here. This is the anticipation building.
Yep.
Okay, this is incredibly important. So
just as far as Trump, trying to get this martial law, decree, but writing up a whole nother way to reword it. But we all know that he's trying to declare martial law, basically. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe, meaning destruction, unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless."
Oh, I have a verse too for that.
And then robbing the fatherless. Who's the most fatherless community out of all nations in the world?
The blacks.
The black community, the so-called black people.
Right. That's just another way also going and showing you that, you so-called Latinos and natives are the true 12 tribes of Israel. you know, because they always, Most High is always giving you hints and clues as to who they are, and all you got to do is just fast forward it to today. You know,
They suffer the same way we suffer, and they don't act. They act like we not the same.
right, right. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, they taking care of that. Hey, they taking advantage of those individuals in the lower spaces because they know that a lot of them are just entertained, man. They too busy trying
Mhm.
to just survive. You know what I'm saying? On a daily basis. So you preoccupied, and a lot of them, you know, a lot of this information goes unheard to the average man. You know, and they
Mhm.
don't know what the fuck going on. They just, you know, a lot of cats don't have no time but to just work, eat, and sleep. You know, because they
Mhm.
just trying to maintain some kind of lifestyle, and so they can keep a roof over their head, man.
Yep. This is Proverbs 26 and 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him.
Hmm.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whoso hateth, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Lying tongue hateth
Now,
those that are
so
afflicted
if I
by
may
it.
say this, I mean,
Well, that sounds like
you
karma.
try to make it
It's
seem
ruin.
like Jake wants law enforcement or Jake wants, the military patrolling their neighborhoods when we've been constantly, protesting and like, protesting the law enforcement with police brutality and the constant murdering of Jake, but they want to make it seem like Jake actually wants troops in our neighborhood.
I
Right.
mean, the blacks don't even. Well, I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen them protest like them us killing ourselves. You know, they haven't been protesting against other gangs.
No.
And even though that be happening a lot to a high degree, sometimes in some other states, they don't request other police to do something about it.
Yep. Most Jakes, well, if you let Jake say it, so-called black people say it, they're saying they want to be left the fuck alone.
Hmm.
That's the sentiment, but in most Jake's tongues, they just say they want to be left the fuck alone. But Esau, he want to send them troops in there, and Jake is
Uh,
like, every time you send the police to our neighborhoods, more Jakes get killed. So leave us
yeah,
alone. You know, that's
it's
basically what
that's.
they're saying.
You remember that? You remember that video? It was a long time ago. Black people. This black woman's like asked like white people, "Why can't you leave us alone?" And this white guy's like, "We just can't. We just can't get away from you. We just can't. It's impossible. We have to be where you are."
Right, right.
It's control.
Yeah,
It's all it is. All that's all it's about. It's control to regulate where Jake is as far as giving them certain types of status and jobs in the society to keep them regulated and controlled.
mm-hmm.
And that's what they've been doing.
They didn't want to send us back. They didn't want us to leave. They didn't want us to make anything on our own. They just want to control us. They want us to be
Mm-hmm.
where they can see us. And that's it. They don't even like it when they can't see us. They just got to know where we are.
Yep, where we are, what we're
Suffering.
doing, because they
Yep.
know that we have the favor of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, and they know that, because even fresh out of slavery, we had all those Black Wall Street neighborhoods and shit became the economy of America to the point where they had to send their military to destroy it all.
And even earlier than that, we had successful black towns.
Yeah.
Well, not
Oh,
completely black town, but like mixed towns where nobody cared about it until this propaganda idea came up about, well, what if they did to us? What if they do to us what we did to them? It's like, you know what? I don't want that to happen. And that's just been the whole fear thing, just like that video, the first movie ever shown in the White House about what if
yeah.
black people do
First
this?
revelation.
The
Yeah,
yeah,
first
Birth
of
of
the
the Nation.
nation.
yeah,
Yes, the
first of the
first, yeah.
nation.
And that's just stuff they do to us all the time. That's the stuff that they're afraid of. Us doing is stuff they do to us all the time.
Right. I'm gonna read this again, Proverbs 26:25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
Because they hide behind their words.
Yeah.
Basically, they'll smile in your face, but really, they got the knife ready to
right.
Take your place.
Stab you in the back. Yep.
Yeah.
Stab you right in the back.
Oh, I got a verse too.
Hey, he said a knife to take his place. The nigga come back like, who is this nigga? Oh, I'm just knife, nigga. That's just me.
Yeah.
It's just knife. Who the fuck is this knife, nigga? Hey, man, they that's what they doing though, because they leaving. What do they do? They put a knife. It's kind of like a zombie shit, man, because fear is contagious, and just imagine if they was like them agents, from one of them agents from
The Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix.
Well, one stabs you and you turn into them.
Yeah.
Their ideals spread to you and you become just like them.
Yeah.
Same mentality.
One quick precept before it passes. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10.
I was about to get it too.
Yeah. I was about to get one.
Yep, that was the spirit.
It says, never trust thine enemy.
Huh?
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Hey, this devil is always going to be the same old devil. He say, hey, yet he show righteousness, shall he not do? How's it go? Salakia.
It says, though favor be shown to the wickedness, yet will he not learn righteousness.
Yep.
The water.
Okay.
It's set up. What does it say? That which is crooked cannot be made straight again. These devils have always been some crooked motherfuckers, and so you thinking now all of a sudden that they not the same devils they were now. I got a couple good friends, white friends. I got a couple. If you really a devil, we're not going based off of your skin color, because you got Israelites that look like so-called white people in all these other nations. We're not going based off of your skin color. God damn it! But if you do the things that a devil does, and you look like a devil, you're most likely a devil, an Edomite. It's like it. Go ahead, Ma.
All right. This is 1 Timothy 1 and 9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for righteous men, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly, and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers.
The king slayers, man.
Yeah. That's how discovering these devil sins.
That's America.
Yeah.
You can't say king slayers because we kings and priests,
Yeah, they are. They're taking out the saints. Unbelievable.
On purpose.
Yep.
No accident.
You know we got a new pope.
So
we don't got no new pope, but they do.
Well, yeah, I thought they was gonna pick the black guy. He sent him. I didn't even hear about this American guy, but they picked him instead of the black. I wanted to see the black pope do something because he's not like black, like American black, but he's African black. Like he don't care about the gays or nothing like that. He's like, nope, that's not in the Bible. It's wrong. But they didn't pick him. They didn't pick him.
Of course they didn't, because most of them are
sodomites.
Yeah, sodomites.
Gay.
That's the thing too, because when they speak about the black pope, a lot of people don't understand. It doesn't necessarily mean physically black.
Yeah,
he's a Jesuit, Jesuit pope. It's gonna be the first Jesuit pope, and Jesuit is really infiltrators from the Israeli side. You know what I'm saying? To sum it all up, so he's gonna be the first black pope, which is a Jesuit.
Okay, this is incredibly important. So everybody, stop what you're doing, share, repost, do whatever you can to make sure people know about this, because something flew under the radar for a lot of people yesterday. Something that cannot be explained and does not make sense except under certain circumstances. Yesterday, Trump signed an executive order called Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and Protect Innocent Citizens. Like most things the Republicans do, it is a misnomer and pretends that it does something it doesn't. But there's a certain section you should look at. You can pause to read this, but it says that within 90 days of the order, the Attorney General, the Secretary of Defense, and the Secretary of Homeland Security increase military and national security assets in local jurisdictions to assist state and local law enforcement. This literally says that within 3 months of this order being signed yesterday, the heads of these agencies are supposed to use the military for local policing. This is something that is currently already illegal under the Posse Comitatus Act. The federal government and the military cannot be used to enforce domestic policies. And as many people have pointed out already, there's only 2 ways that he can actually use this executive order to have the military do local policing. That is by somehow having Congress overturn the Posse Comitatus Act, which is never going to happen, or by him invoking the Insurrection Act and putting us under martial law. There is literally no other way that executive order would work. This is something that everybody should be alarmed about.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the majority is not alarmed because, one, they don't put this shit on ESPN and
Right.
fucking the women's network and all of that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put this on your right. They don't put this on your fluff news network. So the majority of people, when they go and they look at their phones, they look at what is tailor made for them to entertain them.
Yep.
And a lot
There
of people
are algorithms and the bullshit that they like to entertain themselves with. A lot of Americans like to disassociate from this reality by not watching the news.
Right.
Yeah, they're scared. They're like, "There's so much bad news. I don't want to see what." But that news tells you what's happening.
Right.
What's happening outside your house? What's happening on your street? You should know these things.
Right. And the scriptures talk about that, about being circumspect, man. And the people in America are not circumspect people. This is Exodus 23:13, just to get the scripture. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So the point is being circumspect, man. Knowing what's going on around you.
That's right. You got to. Motherfuckers living that, but see, that's what, as we often say, that's how you live the American dream. You live the American dream because you are able to live in your own fragment of truth in your mind. That's how comfortable motherfuckers is here. You don't have to worry about shit so much. You can live your own reality.
Long as you can live in a dream world.
Right. As long as you pay your bills and shit like that and your fines and shit, you are allowed to live in La La Land. You know, sunshine and lollipops and rainbows. All this.
They can't even live in La La Land because it's really just a nightmare to them.
Right. Well, they can when they pop that pill, and everything.
The horse tranquilizer.
That shit. The Xanax and the motherfucking
the baby oil,
depressants and shit.
Yeah, they're as soon as they pop that fucking pill, all of this shit is just everything is brighter and it's a happy day, and they all fucked up off of these different drugs, especially these opiates. So to them, they just anything to keep that warm fuzzy feeling there, even when the outside of you is cold, damp, and fucking destitute.
They're too childish. They can't face realities like adults.
Exactly.
They have to run away.
Yeah, anything to keep the mirth in a spirit instead of acknowledging that this is the time of mourning. This is the time of great distress.
Right. Right.
President Trump has just officially declared martial law as of today, April 29th, 2025. Yesterday, he signed the executive order called Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and to Protect Innocent Civilians. This is terrifying, and nobody is talking about it except Rolling Stone magazine for some reason. Please go to whitehouse.gov, read the full text yourself, and spread this word. In summary, He declares that the military, the police, and ICE shall be unleashed into the streets of America to root out anything they declare as crime. They will be shielded from any prosecution for wrongdoing of any kind. If a civil official stands in their way, they will be prosecuted as a criminal. What this means is that no warrants will be needed by anyone. If you get murdered by ICE, that's legal. If a judge or an attorney tries to prosecute them, they will be arrested themselves. This is a state called martial law. It means that the military, the police, and ICE decide the law now. We no longer have rights. As Trump and Pam Bondi have both said, speaking out is a crime. Disagreeing with the president is a crime.
I got a quick precept for this.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." All right. So as far as with them declaring this martial law and them so signing an order to where they can ship off American citizens into places like Venezuela and things of that nature.
Libya too.
Oh yeah, in Libya. That's that great wrath of a great multitude being kindled. We got them training and getting prepared for this to basically come at you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives. It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh from Yahushua. They shall be like madmen, sparing none." This is the point right here. "But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." So yeah, that's what we're coming into. That's what we speaking about. With these laws going into effect.
That's right.
And they're gonna be like madman, sparing none, meaning they're not gonna have no regard for any of you Israelites, young or old, male, female, child, or adult.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's why they want to put this military on in there, which that is gonna happen, man. That time of Jacob's trouble is gonna be very troublesome, man. And we really in the beginning stages of it right now. And if you notice, you see it's a lot of Edomites that's bringing this out. So that which is fulfilling another prophecy, which is Psalm 64 and 8, that they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And there are a lot of foreign Americans that's basically going back to their homeland, which they're not reporting on in the regular media, regular Western media. And these devils are reporting on other devils and shit, man, because they're trying to get their own people prepared for it. The Heavenly Father is making their tongues to fall upon themselves.
Well, like I said, their tongue shall fall upon them.
Crime.
The Lord's gonna make their tongue. Hey, they telling on themselves.
Yep, they telling. One Edomite is telling other Edomites their business and shit, man.
Right.
Because basically they then divided the nation already.
That's right.
And we know
shall not stand.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a nation divided shall not stand. Esau is divided on every front, whether it be in America or whether it be the other Edomite nations across the globe. They're divided on every front.
Right.
Well, there are rumblings all over the media now that on April 20th, Trump will declare martial law, which affects.
Oh, well, yeah, April 20th came and gone. So
Yep. And it's basically April 29th when he declared it.
Right.
Felons can now carry a firearm. We could have it in the house, in our possession, as long as we was in the house defending our property. But now felons are being taken advantage of because the fact that we have a felon, we can't protect ourselves. Not everybody want to fight. Not everybody want to wrestle, throw rocks, kick, punch, none of that shit. They want to shoot. So he is going to give us that right back to be able to possess a firearm. We should be able to walk around with a firearm, and guess what? I'm happy about it.
One of the most important ones we have. Therefore, we need to have a way to reinstate persons' civil rights, which would include firearms.
The department is looking to authorize a decades-old law giving individuals with criminal backgrounds an opportunity to buy firearms. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joining us. Jeff, so an interim rule published today in the Federal Register, that's a key piece to all of this. Tell us more.
So the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Dee, has the power to restore gun rights, but the agency has been blocked from doing so under congressional appropriations dating back to 1990.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. So now they're saying that felons can have firearms, you know, and they putting Jake up there. Jake talking about he excited about it. And then they're also proposing martial law. It's like, hey, 1 + 1 = 2. So they getting ready. They want Jake to be armed so they can shoot Jake, basically.
They can justify going back to the National Defense Authorization Act. That actually it made us all terrorists.
Yep.
And so they can do a fucking airstrike and it can kill 5 of your neighbors and they can justify it by calling you all terrorists.
Yep. And they all had firearms. It's just like this recent case with what is it, Rodney Hinton, his son being murdered and shit, because that's basically what it was. Because one of the influencers that I watched basically stated the laws in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is legal. It is legal to carry, open carry, or concealed carry in Ohio. In other words, they saying that that the individual that he murdered had a gun, which the video don't show him having a gun, picking up a gun, dropping a gun, or nothing. However, even if you grant him having a gun, that is not enough reason to gun him down, because it is legal for a person to open carry or close carry in Cincinnati, Ohio. If he was doing his job, now if he was doing his job, sure, he will yell freeze or whatever the fuck, but he wouldn't open fire because he wasn't being threatened by a gun. He wasn't he didn't have a gun pointed at him, making what he did basically just murder.
So he already had his gun drawn on him, and then he killed him.
Yeah.
If your gun's already drawn and the other guy don't got his gun up, you already got him.
Right. And like I said, the video didn't show him having a gun at all. However, even if you grant him having a gun, he is not pointing it at you in your direction or anything. That's even if you grant him having a gun, because it's legal to have it, whether it's open or concealed. So
that just reminds me of when that guy was he was a caregiver for a guy that had autism, and he asked him to like be on the ground. He was a black guy. He was the only one that had his arms up on the air. He was on the ground. He had his arms up. The white guy was sitting on the ground acting up, and he shot the black guy. He's the black guy was like, "Why did you shoot me? My arms are up. My arms are up. I don't have anything." And the cop said, "I was scared. So I shot you anyway, even though you did everything I told you to do."
Yep. The dude, I remember that video. He shot him without reason. And that's basically what Trump is trying to do by talking about felons can carry firearms, so they're just to be justifiable in murdering you, Jakes. This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that time of trouble is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Because hey, these Edomites are going to be killing Jake on such a wide scale, is not even going to be comical. It's going to be a biblical scale.
Right. Yeah, just like you see over there. I looked at I looked at, what was that? Democracy Now! And within like a 24-hour span, they killed 1,100 Palestinians, which we know is well more than that. They probably killed
Right.
about 400 Palestinians in 24 hours.
Yep.
So that's the type of numbers you're going to start seeing over here
Yep.
because they get their training from those Israeli soldiers. The police force do. And so when they start implementing those tactics, they're going to treat you just as if you were one of the Palestinians.
Yep.
They be over there beating them up and raping them and raping men and all of that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, right now we have the case of Patrick LaLoya, which was shot in the head by a Grand Rapids police officer, right? I forgot the Edomite's name. Let me see. I'll put it in real quick. But right now we have the hearing going on right here in Grand Rapids. And every day, everybody is basically outside the courthouse waiting for the verdict because he just literally shot him in the back of his head. You know, had him on the ground, wrestling with him. The dude tried to run away in some slides. He could have tased him. He could have did anything. He wasn't going very fast at all.
Why are y'all always wearing slippers when y'all decide to run somewhere?
That's why I don't wear slides outside the house, man. That shit is just, unless you're going to the beach or some shit.
Yeah, that isn't that what it's meant for you to be outside or in a relaxed state, not being athletic or escaping somewhere. You might as well take those things off and barefoot run or something. At least you got a better chance to get caught on something.
You know, they wear them to the mall, to the store, to the club. I don't understand it, you know. But nonetheless, you know, she shot him in the back of his head. You know?
Oh, it was a woman cop. It was a woman cop.
No, it was a male cop.
Oh, okay.
It was a male. It was an Edomite male. And basically right now, we're still awaiting the verdict. Oh, wait, hold on. It said 9 hours ago, Patrick LaLoya, Maestro, declared in case against officer in fatal shooting. I said Maestro. Oh shit. I meant to say mistrial.
Oh, so they're gonna do it again? Wait, so the guy got away with it?
Yeah, he got away with it. Mistrial.
Mistrial, jury deadlocks, and former GRPD officer murder trial, death of Patrick LaLoya. A jury said Thursday, which is today. Oh no, yesterday. It could not reach a verdict, leading to a mistrial in the case of a former Grand Rapids police officer who was accused of murder after he shot and killed a man following a traffic stop. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
Always a traffic stop happens.
This is a breaking news alert.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
All right, please. So what I'm going to do is declare a mistrial in this case.
We always know there's a possibility. It's a difficult case. This was not an easy case. This is not a simple case. I do not think this case should be retried. I don't think it should have been charged in the first place.
I want to say that it hurts my family, my wife. We are bleeding. We are in pain.
More than 3 years after the death of Patrick LaLoya, his family heartbroken after a jury failed to reach a decision in the trial of Christopher Shore.
A tense 2 weeks inside and outside the Kent County Courthouse came to a sudden halt at 9:55 this morning. That's the moment the jury deliberating the former Grand Rapids police officer's fate for 21 hours told the judge it was still deadlocked. Tonight, we'll walk you through what led up to the moment and break.
Yeah, so now that trial is deadlocked. You notice that that's been happening all over the place, right? So now he basically got off of murder. If you see the video footage, he had him on the ground on his stomach and shot him in the back of his fucking head. All right, he was all of this. You were afraid bullshit. It's fucking crazy, dog. You know, you were so afraid that you couldn't use your taser. You were so afraid that even though you had him in a vulnerable position and you were on top, you had to shoot him in his head. Oh, I thought I was
Yeah.
dropping my taser.
Every
Nigga,
time it's a white guy I seen, they taser him or they don't, and they chase him down, and he get away.
they'll taser a black woman too. Now
Yeah,
they're starting to shoot black women, but more times than not, they'll just taser the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know. I'm saying every time there was a white person being disrespectful, they had every time they could have mistakenly shot that guy. Even though I know they're supposed to shoot white guys more, I've been seeing videos a lot where they don't shoot him,
No, they
and
don't.
he be fighting him. The white guy be
They
fighting
literally
him.
have a
Yeah, it's something that one of the leaders at ISUPK has said is like, you devils don't respect the humanity of other people. And truly they don't. They don't respect the humanity of other people.
Yeah, even
They
when they
only-
cops, they don't respect their own people's humanity.
No, they
I see them
respect-
harassing everybody. I
No,
see them
they
trying to
respect-
harass everybody.
Yeah, they harass, but they respect the humanity of their own people because they don't go around killing their own people. I mean, they say that they shoot Edomites more. That's a lie. Because if they say it, you would see it.
Who the
But
fuck
you
is
don't
they?
see it.
I need to talk to this nigga, man. I need to talk to this nigga. They.
You don't watch the statistics on it.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker, they be full of shit. That nigga will pop up and be like, "Hey, I think they must be some red motherfucker
Right.
with a fucking invisibility cloak, and he just
Right.
come in your ear and tell you some dumb shit, man."
Yep.
That nigga, they ain't bullshit. I've been looking for that
Yep.
nigga for a long time because they be
Right.
saying some bullshit, man.
Right. Because if
They-
it was true, you would see it. But you
You know
don't
what? You know what they say? You know what they say? Told me
see it.
100% black men are gay.
You know that's bullshit.
Like, shit. Well, hey, they
They
probably
be
got
lying.
I heard they had a big old asshole. That's what I heard. And I
Yeah.
heard it ain't by
Prolapse.
birth. I heard it ain't by birth.
Yeah.
I'll leave it
Yeah.
to you. Andy from San Francisco and Atlanta, nigga.
Right.
But hey, this shit is about to go down.
Crying.
Oh, and they always saying some bullshit. You know, that's that he say, she say shit. And a lot of you motherfuckers run with it. Y'all
Mhm.
take it and you run, especially you women. Y'all take what somebody say and jump straight on social media and get to talking shit without looking at the facts on it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not just fact. You got to look at both sides and multiple sources to confirm it says the same thing, or you do the mathematics yourself to confirm it too.
Yeah. But
Those
bitches
are
ain't
worth
like
doing your research. You know,
Yeah.
but you got to research it. You can't just take, you know, a motherfucker's word for granted, you know, and then run with
Yeah.
that and try to promote that shit as being
Yeah,
true.
the majority of women are not logical. They ain't gonna
Sometimes-
say all because
sometimes
some
I
women are
think
pretty good, but
That the majority of women are like the NPCs who can't think or self-reflect.
yeah, all they can do is repeat what they've heard mostly from the nation of men that they respect the most, which is Edomites, for the most part.
So odd.
Or these other feminist women out there as well on their social media platforms. I mean, because that's why they're trying to say everything that a man does is sassy, you know, or certain things that he does that women find disagreeable is sassy because they want to. It's another form of manipulation and gaslighting.
Crime.
Right.
Yeah. Shoot. Let me get.
Oh, you want to play that?
Script and shit.
You actually want to
Let
play
me
that
get
video
one.
you got too?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wait, can you see it?
Definitely. Yeah, I can see it. Of course, man.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I just put it up. Can y'all see it?
No.
Y'all can't see my video. Yes, y'all can, because I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Now close out and come back in. I'll be able to see it.
Yep, I'm gonna say this for the camera fair use. This is for commentary and informative purposes, you know. So because I know that this guy, he usually likes to flag videos, so I'm gonna have to say fair use on this, you know. So get to play in.
Now I gotta say this: if you don't like our videos, just don't watch them.
Hold on, I was just about to play it.
All right, go ahead.
But this happened a few years back. And this is one of the reasons why all this is happening.
Measures starts there.
Matter of fact, let me play it again. I want y'all to see it.
Problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
Let me play it one more time for y'all in the back of the audience that didn't see it or hear it. Because hey, this is how these devils, especially these Israeli devils, feel about you. You know.
Watch this. Problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
So that was the Israeli council basically saying that the biggest problem with the Israelis is the young black youth.
Not the
black
Palestinians. Not the Palestinians.
Yeah, not the Palestinians or nothing like
Because
that.
they don't call themselves black. Only black people in America call themselves black.
Yeah, and it's not. She said the black American youth. Why did they say that? Because one, the Israelites is out there saying that, hey, these people are not the real people that belong there. They're not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's one thing. And then two, they desire to take out the true Israelites, man.
Well, why is she saying they're a problem where we're not even in her community?
Right.
We're not over there.
We're near those devils,
not a large amount of us are not even over there.
Right.
It's basically our presence, our acknowledgement on an international level is being recognized. Now it's becoming a disturbance because people are starting to directly question them on their nationality and starting to hit them with questions that maybe some of you may have heard some of these Israelite, brothers coming out with the truth. They start to hit them with them questions and they're not able to answer it. So now we promote a threat to their livelihood and maintaining the lie that they are the true children of Israel.
Right. I mean, everything points to that they're the liars and shit. I mean, it's got to a point where they can't defend themselves against us claiming to be the true descendants and proving that they are not the true descendants, to the point where they stopped letting their people do DNA tests. Because they did all these DNA tests, and these bastards that dwell in Ashdod, they did DNA tests, and it showed that none of their lines actually is from that land. Yet you do a DNA test on a American black, a so-called American black, and his line goes back to that land. So they stopped doing DNA tests.
Don't their like DNA isn't it like the same as Arabs that they be killing or something?
No.
I heard wasn't it like the same as the Muslims over there? It's like they're like cousins or something.
No, their DNA goes mainly back to Western Asia, which is currently called Europe. In the areas around Europe.
Also, when they tested the people of the land, our DNA didn't come up. But when they tested the bones,
of the people of that land, that's where our DNA comes up.
Yeah. So it's always been a smear campaign on us and keeping us, truly recognizing who we are in the eyes of the Heavenly Father and on the international stage. Now that we're picking up that, notoriety again. The only thing that they can do is just label us a threat and try to, pass these different laws so they can completely oppress every notion of us, just like they did in the ancient world.
ever see something so breathtakingly evil in our society that you don't even really know how to put it into words? I really think I just ran across something like that. It's not clear to me that people know the full dimensions of what's happening. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, so I'm going to try and explain. So maybe you've seen this video. This is Secretary of Homeland Security Kirsty Noem talking in front of a bunch of prisoners in El Salvador in their super prison. The prison's called CCOT, but a lot of people have noticed this video is pretty weird. First of all, she's using these prisoners as a prop. Second of all, they're just sitting there silently behind her. Something seems a little off. It's off because it's twisted and sick, but also off because what are they doing? Why is this happening? But there's actually an answer for why the prisoners seem so practiced at this. And it's because it's not the first time they've done it. If you look around social media, what you find are dozens of videos from right-wing influencers, and they're all given the same tour of this same prison. You've got this right-wing frat guy, Nick Shirley, and he's using it to make TikTok content. I can't believe I got to ask the prisoners this one question. You've got this kind of bro-looking influencer, Joe Hatab, and he's walking around a bunch of handcuffed prisoners. He's being given a tour of them as they sit on the floor in restraints. This is a penal colony. Prisoners are forced to work, and Nick Shirley was just walking around the work floor, gawking as the prisoners labored away. And they always get the picture in front of the cell with the shirtless tattooed men, because that's the part of the attraction, right? Look how scary these guys are. It's a human zoo. It's like how you go to the zoo and you put your face up against a glass and there's a tiger on the other side, except it's not a tiger. It's a man with tattoos that they're telling you is one of the most dangerous gang members in the world. And you go, ooh, ah, wow. And then you post it on TikTok and you get 100 million views. And everyone gets the same tour, the same views, the same cell, the same photo opportunities. And then you realize this isn't really a prison. It's a fascist theme park ride. It's a concentration camp set up for Instagram. That's why it's so pristine. That's why all the men are in tight military formation. It doesn't exist for the prisoners. It exists for us to see. Disneyland, except not stocked with animatronic puppets, stocked with real human beings who are being held in mass incarceration. And it's so much worse than that, because we know now the people in this prison aren't just gang members. Even if we're gang members, it'd be a human rights violation. We're not allowed to tour federal penitentiaries and take selfies with the prisoners. They're still human beings. Prisoners have rights. But we know now that many people in this prison have committed no crimes, have done nothing illegal. And I'm not talking about people from El Salvador. I'm talking about people from the United States who have been shipped there. The Trump administration has been sweeping up men from the streets and shipping there without any due process or hearing at all. And while it's claiming they're gang members, we know that's not true. For instance, you have this man who has disappeared to El Salvador for the crime of having a tattoo. But it wasn't a gang tattoo. It was an autism tattoo for his little brother who's autistic. A lot of these men are here legally. They're lawful permanent residents or on a visa, and are given no opportunity to challenge their removal to this hell prison. Their families aren't even sure they're there. They're having to look at these big photos and try and find the tattoos they recognize. It's a human rights nightmare without modern precedent in the U.S. It's like the notorious Abu Ghraib prison torture scandal from Iraq. Except this time, we're doing it for social media clout. We are torturing people for spectacle. Future generations will wonder why we didn't speak up about this immense human rights violation. But that's ultimately up to you. You don't have to be silent.
Yeah, they're getting you accustomed to see this type of shit, because when they bring it here,
yep,
just like the brother was talking about earlier, them, they already setting it up to have them sent over to different countries like Liberia and all kind of shit. What the fuck? You sending? No, that's the thing. You so-called Negroes as well.
Yep.
I mean, not to mention, they already have it on record that it's over 600 concentration camps spread throughout the United States, and the plastic coffins and the guillotines and all of the things that they got set up right here in the U.S.
The black sites.
Yep. Not to mention that Trump actually got some video out there talking about next is the homegrown. Basically, he's saying next is going to be the Americans that's shipped off to these prisons, man. So it's going to touch you.
Either way you put it, yeah. If you don't assimilate what's about to happen with that market of beast coming down the pipe, hey, they ain't gonna fucking negotiate with you. This is Job 16:10. They have gaped upon me with their mouth. They have smitten me upon the cheek reproachfully. They have gathered themselves together against me. The Most High hath delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he has broken me asunder. He has also taken me by my neck and shaken me to pieces and set me up for his mark. All right, and that word mark right there, let's get into it. He's not talking about the paragma, and he's not talking about a mark ass nigga. So that mark, the word mark there.
Strong's H 4307. Matara.
Which means guard, ward, prison, mark, target. All right. And then Cali, that's what we call you, a mark ass nigga. That just means you an easy lick or a target. It says a jail, also an aim as being closely watched, mark, prison. All right, so that's all that's about. So that's not talking about the paragma, but it's in tandem with it, because if you don't accept it, guess what? They're gonna throw your ass in the jail. We being closely watched. It says custody, root from the root, custody, ward, prison. All right. This is what it's really all about. They setting you up in a what we like to call back in the Dulo twist. They set your ass up to get played in the long run. Okay. I don't care if you consider yourself a law-abiding citizen. Hey, there's gonna be a lot of people that are law-abiding citizens and that want to get the mark of the beast. They're gonna be mixed up and sent off into these camps and fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of the people who have an issue with that are going to be rounded up, because going back to the Project Megiddo, they know who has an issue with the system that that they're working to make mandatory. Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall. Who's the devil? Not talking about the spiritual demon or the spiritual Satan. Is no. All right. Behold, the
That's
devil
the spirit.
shall.
I had pulled up that precept just before you brought it up.
For real? That's the
Yeah.
spirit. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Why are you going to be tried? He's going to throw you into prison to see if your ass is going to change your mood. You're going to change your temperature on getting that RFID microchip or not, right? And it says that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. All right, so they go whatever amount of time that they have you in there. Lord forbid we end up in any, but if we do, the Lord may He bless us to be delivered, that we maintain our integrity and endure to the end. However it may come. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." How you gonna get that halo? We trying to earn that crown of life, however it comes, even if we have to give up our lives on this side, because this ain't shit. This ain't shit on this side. Living in all this fucking poverty and shit and oppression, women ruling over us and shit. I hate this motherfucking place, man. You dumb niggas is out here trying to keep it going and shit.
Being a fucking wage slave.
Yeah.
Right. And that's literally what an employee means, is slave.
God. Yeah, that's literally what it means. I got a quick precept for you, or a quick couple. This is 2 Timothy 2:3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. So, that tribulation, 10 days, however many, ever much of time it is, hey, endure hardness as a good soldier, man. Endure. That's what we supposed to be out there to do. And I also have Romans 12:12, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. So, be patient in your tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Always be praying, man.
Right. That's why they say, you got to stay prayed up. That's on a daily basis because
Right.
hey, even MC Hammer had that. You got to pray. Pray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we pray. Pray.
Mhm.
You got to pray just to make it today. I said, let's pray. Yeah.
Right.
Hey man, shit. That was some real shit. Cause on a
Mhm.
daily basis, just to make it through the day, you need to pray, dog.
Yep. Especially in these times that are happening. You know.
Con. So anybody else got anything else?
That was pretty much the last one.
Yes, that's it.
Yep.
All right, so hey, it's pretty straightforward. Be circumspect, pay attention, get your household in order, your house, your abode, your abode, which goes back to the word body. I think that's Greek, body, body. Get your body, your temple, your spirit dwells inside your temple. Get all that in order, man.
Yeah.
And work your way outside of you to your household, you know, your physical household and to the people in your life, man. All right, get ready. It's about to happen. 90 days. And I believe that they are going to pass this because they have a short fucking time.
Right.
I highly doubt they're going to send it back and then try it again. These motherfuckers is ready to go. And even if they did say no, hey, there's plenty of court orders where Trump can't do this and that motherfucker said fuck that and did it anyway. One example being El Salvador, the brother that was Venezuela. You know, they sent his ass to that El Salvador. He sent him to that prison right there, and he didn't break any crimes, or he didn't do nothing. Then they photoshopped some, you know, gang writing on his hands and shit on the picture. They went so far as to Photoshop it, and everybody fucking knew it. And he's still refusing to bring him back. Trump said, "Oh, I can't get him back, but I'm not." Hey man, this motherfucker's doing whatever he want to do. Don't sit back and tell us, motherfucker, in the Constitution, I have the right. Man, fuck all of that. That's probably gonna make them kill your ass quicker because they really hate when motherfuckers start talking about what rights they have and shit.
Right. Shit, all of this is done to get rid of that Constitution.
Right.
If you hadn't noticed.
Right. Really, that shit is already done and over with.
Fine.
So with that, we pray you will edify. All praises and highest honors to Yahweh.
Hashem Yosha. Hashem Kwakadas.
Hey, we grateful. Stay tuned. Stay circumspect. And until the next time, we bid you shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.